It is spooky season, and one of my most sought out films of the year is getting ready to hit theaters, and without a doubt, it is a must watch. Folks, let's jump into the review of the new film, Smile 2. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. And today we're going to be reviewing the new film Smile 2, which is coming to theaters October 18th. Yes, folks, it is spooky season, and there are a few selections I would just go off the top and say that I do recommend, but make your first stop Smile 2. This beyond exceeded my expectations because I truly was worried. I loved the first one. I was like, oh, there's no way they're gonna come back and double down on the madness and the chaos, and it works. And they without a doubt did. All kudos to writer director Parker Finn. This movie was fantastic, and it's truly a must see. There's endless brutality, jaw-dropping moments that just really never let up. And our lead actress, Naomi Scott, her performance was spectacular. This is the film that you want to check out if you are trying to get your spooky season started, or you're just looking for that next big popcorn film in the theaters for the weekend. Smile 2 will deliver. And I truly feel that you want to still watch Smile 1 because some of the events of Smile 1 does wrap up in Smile 2, but I think they're just both good separate films. The themes, cross across both films, but like, I'm not going to go off the limb and say like Smile 2 was like better than Smile 1. No, Smile 2 was amazing. Smile 1 is amazing, but the fact that you come back with this theme and that you were able to take it and double down and still keep you interested to the point that like sign me up for Smile 3 right now. They deliver. They absolutely deliver. Now, there's so much I want to talk about with this film, but I need to start from the top. And again, that's with Naomi Scott, who plays the pop star Skye Riley. She's getting ready to go on a world tour. Everybody loves her, but recently she just has dealt with a really traumatic event. And with that, we sort of see her redemption arc in terms of her bouncing back from this traumatic experience, but also getting back to her stardom and the pressures around that, being this global pop sensation and so high in demand, and with the media involved and folks thinking she's done, and they start to question, could she return in the same capacity? Would she be able to put behind her troubles and her past, all of that. So like we can recognize that for anybody that's ever, idolized any celebrity that has, pretty much shown that they are human as well too. You know what I mean? So like, I gotta tell you, just off that, they did such a fantastic job in making us have empathy for Skye. And I'm not saying Skye across the board is like the most angelic person, but with that, because I think in a good horror film, you want to believe in the protagonist. You want to follow her. You want to see her, get back to the stardom or get well or beat whatever it is. But in this case, she got a little bit more to beat than just the media and proving everybody wrong, because we know how this story goes. There's so many other people in the film, but I really think the focus is and the performance is led by Naomi Scott and Skye Riley. Everybody else really plays these sort of supporting characters, whether it's her manager, who's played by Gutierrez-Riley, who is just fantastic, gets his bits in every moment that he can. Drew Barrymore makes a small little appearance in the beginning. Rosemary DeWitt, the mother, she's going to have her moments because the mother's sort of the manager, and we see that sort of tension brewing as well too. But yeah, you get all that. Now, let me get through all the other stuff I really want to talk about. Now, I had saw a trailer for this when I was at CinemaCon, and they showed a trailer for Trap, which is the M. Night Shyamalan movie, which is also dealing with a concert venue. Then they showed this, and I was like, oh, so we just got two horror films based in a concert. And honestly, I just got to say, while they're completely separate and unrelated, I kept thinking that there may be some way, some chance that they may intertwine. I wasn't such a big fan of Trap, but this is good. I just want to ensure that we know that like this is good. You want to watch this one no matter what. If you are on the same path of like, oh boy, another situation inside of a concert. Not really that. It's really focused about the star herself and also getting ready to go on tour. So now with Smile 1, what I really loved about it is the metaphorical messages. And I don't think a lot of people tapped into it because really what I got from the film is that Smile is really about people who put on a smile, but who are very internally in chaos and turmoil and going through things, and they're still expected to operate normal. And thus, they did take what I thought the thing was for the first one, and they absolutely doubled down on that with this one, because this is, again, a pop star who everybody around her is expecting something from her. But they're not really, so much available for the fact that, like, she's still working through the trauma. She's working through an injury. She's not mentally there at times. Sometimes she's overexerting herself and thus needing rest. She's broken some relationships, some trust, but everybody just keep demanding that you got to do this. We got to get the tour going. Which obviously is because of the financial gain, which even at times her manager is like, you know how much money that the studio has, the record label has invested into this. We got to do it. So like, again, I still think that took the theme, and what I really think the theme of Smile is beyond all of the supernatural stuff, the demons and the smiling folks around. It is about somebody who is dealing with internal turmoil or whatever it may be internally, but you're smiling and appearing to be operative and normal, and everybody's looking at you like, oh, you're just smiling, you're good. Even in this film, there's a moment where it says, all you need to do is show up and smile, and I was like, oh boy, we all know how that's about to go. But anyway, the opening sequence is literally one of the best opening sequences I've ever seen in a horror film. It's just brutal, and it really sets the tone. There's so much blood. There's guts, like literally there's guts. Jump scares. I mean, I saw this in Adobe Theater, and I would just suggest that you do it as well too, because the sound mixing was top tier. Not even, listen, you get your money's worth from the sound and the score alone. I highly suggest that you see this in the theater. That's going to give you good quality sound. And then with the cinematography, there's so many up close and personal shots. That really invokes a lot of emotion and tension. They also played a lot towards the mirrors in this. So like the shots that's kind of bouncing reflections off the mirrors, it really just heightens the creepiness in it. So, and then when you talk about the makeup design, the special effects person, I mean, man, they got their money's worth here. The prosthetics, the gore, all of it's really, really, really good. Naomi Scott has so many good deranged moments. I mean, her range in this is really something special. One moment she could be calm, one moment she could be unhinged, and like, we know that she's an actress. If you've seen her performance, and I think the first thing that comes to mind for me is Aladdin as Jasmine. We know she has the vocals, but beyond that, she puts on some amazing dance choreography. So like, she really transforms into a pop star. Like, just know, like, this wasn't just her appearing to be in this role. Like, she really believably is a pop star in this. And then another thing I really got to say, like, with the brutality in this film, there's really a lot that I feel like you've never seen, because while most films kind of take the implied route, they show you all of the gore, the after effects. Like, let's for instance, when you see these sort of scenes where somebody gets hit by a vehicle and they don't really show the person getting hit by the vehicle, they just kind of show you the blood splatter. In this, they didn't technically show the person get hit, but they did not just only show the blood, the guts, the organs, all that was there. They did a really good job with that. But then when it did come down to some of the other stuff, like a barbell to the face, a crowbar to the jaw, you saw it all. The barbell to the face scene, that's pretty early in this film. Every time that the subject gets hit by this barbell, there's another look. And they're like, it's like this evolution of brutality to the face. And it's so good. It's really, really good. So like, they really left almost nothing implied here. Everything was shown. And so just be ready, and you will be kind of like jawed at like how wild and how far they go on this. I think, again, with the fact that like the redemption story of Riley is really the focus, and beyond that, which I don't want to give the plot away, how she becomes sort of the target for the possession of what we know Smile to be. I think at minimum, you just root for her because, like, for what she's been through, you can tell, like, she deserves a second chance to get back on track, but there's so much pressure and demand that's stressful enough beyond this demonic entity that she's trying to figure out, that she has, 6 days to figure out before she meets her demise. I talked about her choreography. She has backup dancers that also puts on a performance as well with their choreography. Now, the one thing about this is that on the stage, it looks amazing. These are obviously folks who are just either professionally trained or Broadway actors who just gets it. But then there's a particular part where they get a little creepy, and it's cool for a little bit, but then it starts to feel like a musical because it's kind of like, all right, this is overly implied here. But nonetheless, the choreography within the dancing and the movement, I think the measure of hard work is still very cool. Still very cool. I don't know, man. It's hard to really tell you without really spoiling anything that this film, the second act, is so good that I actually thought the second act was going to end the film and I was going to be sort of like disappointed because it was crescendoing down as if it was, and they definitely give you some very some points with like strong exclamation points at the end of sentences with strong exclamation points at the end, and maybe you're disappointed because you want more, but it would have been okay of a ending. But the third act is so bizarre that really takes it to the next level that they left nothing on the table with this one, because it just truly goes. It goes there. It goes there. It's wild. It's one hell of a ride. Naomi Scott is truly special. The supporting cast definitely have some moments, but Naomi's the star here without a doubt. The score, as I said, is intense. It's chilling. This is one of the best horror films of the year, and I know we just had the Chainsaw Awards, and my favorite film of this year is In a Violent Nature, but damn, this is so good. And that's an independent film, so I'm still going to give it the utmost love, but this did not disappoint. Put this on your must-do, must-watch, must-get-to-the theater list, whatever you want to call it. You want to check out Smile 2. I had so much fun with this film as a horror buff or just a movie goer. It's one of those films that's truly special that, you know what, green light the third one. Let's get the hype going. And I'll be right there checking that out and reviewing it for you all as well, too. And with all of this that I've talked about, I should mention there are some moments of humor within the dialogue that you really aren't expecting. And even with the plot and some of the twists, that there's so many moments that you think it's going to go one way and then it don't. And then it's a big twist at the end that really ties things back to the beginning, that put together a really strong plot that keeps you invested and interested, along with the theme that I think is very relatable to some folks, even outside of the demonic entity. Oh, and that little smiling girl, so creepy. I don't know what the young lady name is, but for her 2 minutes of this film, man, was she creepy. So listen, folks, check out Smile 2. A fantastic film. You heard it here. It's a must watch. Jump in the comments once you check it out and let me know your thoughts about it. And as always, stick around for more reviews and content here at Big Gold Belt Media very soon. Thank you for watching, folks.